What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinthesky.com, where this one comes to me from the forum. This is a beautiful Curiosity rover shot of a strange area. And now this is an actual newer shot. This is from SAW 1154, and we also have some from 1155 that will bring some of these in closer so we can take a look at them, some of these anomalous looking objects. But what's really interested me in this. I mean, there's a lot of cool anomalous objects that have, would look to be pretty interesting pieces here where they've got carvings in them and things like that. Now you're also looking at a picture I've enhanced a tad. Also, this looks to me like this is how it came from NASA. Um, but and here's how we also done it in black and white a little bit as well. Now, what I wanted to show you guys, what I thought was even cooler than a lot of these were what looks like some sort of moss or maybe a mold on the back of these rocks or something growing on it. And to think, we saw the running water on Mars that NASA came out and admit. Well, my channel, if you watch my channel, you've known that for a long time because Curiosity Rover has shown us these pictures. Now, I've only publicly released 4 or 5 of them, but I'm working on a piece where there's about 15 or 20 of these. I'm working with my boy Shell that show running water. Yes, I'm saying running water. See, this is what could be causing it. The condensation, and we're looking at a planet. This isn't like the moon. There's an atmosphere. There's a haze. There's a lot more that comes with Mars when we're looking at pictures. I think that's a lot of reasons. Sometimes we're getting the Curiosity rover will snap a bunch of shots and we're getting these chopped up photos back sometimes, where sometimes we can see the mountain clearly, sometimes we can't. I think a lot of these reasons are just because we are dealing with a planet that has an atmosphere, haze, and things like that. But along with it, that's how this stuff could be growing. Up here, you seem to have some interesting shapes as we come down the hill. Of course, as we get closer, it's amazing how the actual perspective changes when you see things in a different light. But a lot of this stuff is pretty crazy looking. Looks like it's directly out of, as always, like we say, an abandoned, beat up, broken site here on, just destroyed on Mars. Everything there is it just looks like it's in ruins. Check this piece out here. Tell me that doesn't look like a cool part of a statue or something along those lines, or just something random. A lot of stuff we equate because a lot of our stone things we find here on Earth are statues are really interesting. But now, if you just walk, that's it. I equate those to sites like Egypt and Pumapunku, places go back like Tempe, where you find these really interesting things. But this could be, I mean, nowadays, if you just walk into somebody's home, you find these just amazing stuff that could be destroyed. If it was destroyed, a lot of that stuff would be strewn around and look like this. Now, let me show you. Here's just a couple more things. And now let's go on up to even down here. This is where, let's see here. We look to have possible tool mark cuts. It could just be from water running over from years, but seem to be some tool mark cuts in some of these pieces down here. Um, like I said, Mars took a violent shake to it at one time, but see how there's different pieces to here. Not going to stick with that too much, but look at this one, real long and rounded. Pretty interesting stuff. Now Todd also added some of these. Now this is one of the other ones here. Uh, if you go to the website, oh, let's go here. Here's the What's Up in the Sky website. Hopefully you've been on here before. If you haven't, come check it out. Everything's free, but in order to keep the spam out, you got to sign up to join the talk in here. And there's all sorts. We said, I can't believe how many posted. So just Todd himself's got 519 posts. Some good stuff. And he put this one up, and I think like a buddy. We got some new people on here. He's another guy who posts, another YouTuber who's come on over. But even my buddy Bad Sneaker, I think, saw the same thing as me too. That moss, it definitely looks like some sort of moss or something. And you see that stuff in Arizona as part of California, such as in the high desert. My buddy Ben Evans, so glad to hear that his daughter's doing well. He's one of our moderators as well. I used to live in the desert in California. I've seen a lot of that. Why it looks familiar. Some of the stuff is on Mars. I wonder if it could possibly be something like that. If it's not moss, it's really interesting to see this on Mars because it surely does look like moss. Now, Todd came back with a bunch of other pictures from that day, and here they are. Here's the original one we're looking at. And now, these are actual Mars pictures. I'm going to link all of these below. Now, this gives us a little bit more up above. We don't see this in the picture, but we do get to see some of the mossy stuff down there and to see that it wasn't. But here it looks like that piece of that. It looks like a piece of a building. Just what's left of that wall, a retaining wall, something that met up with this natural, if it looks natural how this piece right here and this wall would have met up with it. But what here is the most interesting to me because we're talking moss. We've really come a lot further than what they've given us credit for. Now, there's been a couple people who've put out the picture that I showed you earlier and have started to take credit for it. Shell found this the day it came out, and we had it out pretty quick. So the amount of I'm working on the whole project, the water on Mars, the whole amount of what this is. There's not just 2% like NASA says under there. There's a lot more. See how this does look like a retaining wall when especially when you pull up these other images, it's got individual pieces to it, right? And then some of them cross. See how this one's cut across this way? This one, these, opens up that way and cuts back that way, coming across it like that, like they're actually enforcing each other. Now, some of it has been destroyed. This piece down here looks like it probably belonged up here at one time, but even these pieces seem to have, what looks like carvings and stuff like that, which very well could be the weathering. Um, who knows how long ago this was? There's so many people who have so many different ideas of how long ago the cataclysm was on Mars, how long this stuff's been sitting like this. See, when you take out I've taken out the desaturated here, made it black and white, and then I've pulled the sharpness a little bit more, so some of that stuff pulls out even more. Like you can see where it looks like that. To me, this looks like a retaining wall, and here you got the last couple pieces of it, some of it kind of thrown down around here. Look at this piece. It almost looks like a tool that would have been used to build it down there. It's like something you would smash, other bits and pieces of a rock with. But here, once again, let's take a quick look at, and these are interesting when you get up close. Um, Now, when we were back at the last thing, a lot of those look like faces and stuff. This is why I've been very careful with what I call faces nowadays and stuff like that. And like this stuff looked much more um, strange. Now, as we get closer, we notice a lot of that kind of gives way. And you can see it crisper and clearer, but there definitely are still some face objects in there. But here's what we're looking at, and it's green. I mean, it's totally green, even with just out the. Look at that. That's nothing. That's directly from NASA. So whatever it is, it looks like some sort of moss, and it comes up to the almost to the tippy top of it. Now we've got this stuff all over the back. Wherever we don't have sun, here we get it bad. I live over by the ocean. Well, it's not necessarily moss. It's more of just like the green mold type stuff that you get to get on your. It's like I'm constantly doing stuff. I just had to spray the siding with our high pressure washer just recently, just to clean it all off. And if you don't do it yearly, it where there's no dart, the stuff just adds up. But to me, this looks like some sort of retaining wall, especially when you get close into this image. Even from back there in the back, it looked like it on this one over. Still look like a part of the retaining wall. See here, it looks a little bit more. It's got holes in it and stuff like that. We're at a little bit different angle from here. And we're gonna check this middle one out too, because we're still not done looking at this. Got a couple more minutes here, but you don't see as much as the you see it, but it's not as prevalent. So, all right, now let's take a look at the top part here. This is the top part. I thought this stuff just looked too cool. There's looks like pieces that are running across that are strutted here. Uh, some very interesting shapes up here at the top. Look to be little cuts, divots into them. So we got really lucky. We got another closer shot to it. So let's take a look at it and see if it still looks as creepy as it did. And once again, we find some very symmetrical blocks. Check these out right here. How they, whatever it is, they look like two pillars that were put together. There's some dirt behind them on there. Check out that's directly from NASA. That's how I've got it pulled out. And then check this piece out here too. Once again, very smooth. Which the wind and the like I said, the erosion could have smoothed this out. But it has almost a cut or something in the middle of it. And at the top it has a couple little spheres. See how in here it looks to be cut? Now let me check it back to the NASA image. Just pretty cool, I thought. Down under here, you've got almost like a little half moon type shape picture as we move right along, and we'll get you going here. I thought this was kind of interesting. Okay, you've got a piece here that let me see. Here's how it comes from them. So you can see I don't really do that much to the thing, but it looks like some sort of box. It opens up a little bit bigger at the bottom, maybe like it was a piece of something. Who knows what this stuff was before the Cataclysm hit or whatever destroyed this area. And the Gale crater has been totally destroyed. Everywhere we've gone since they've landed, Curiosity has been nothing but destroyed stuff. Check that out. Perfect circle, and it's got something on it. It almost looks like one of the little cat beds that we have a cat sleeping in. Of course, I see what I see, you see what you see. I know that's not a cat sleeping there, but it looks like a little statue of one, but you can see the almost perfect circle shape around it. It's got the same size of it, like if it was an inner tube, you blew up an inner tube, it had the same size around it. Here you've got a piece where you've got a there's a it's a rectangle, but one side's a little bit smaller than the other. It looks like it was part of something. Could even been part of these blocks here. Now, enough speculating on it. Like I said, what I do here is I speculate. And if you guys made it this far, I love you. You guys are part of my crew. And I know you're finding more stuff than me up here, so always love to hear what you guys have to say. Somehow I changed the opacity. Here we go. I wonder if there's somehow I'm hitting a button. Either that or one of my cats are doing it. I think my cat's over there kicking it. It's funny. Yeah, that's who's doing it. Fluffer's over there in the video. I've got different let me hit pause. Anyway, let me back out a little bit here. Let me go back to the original image as he starts getting mad at me. Hear him over there whining. Hey, you were messing up the stuff for people, buddy. All right. Here, let me get my bearings back where I'm at. All right. Also, this doesn't get seen in the other picture because you only see up here where you got these. But check out that little piece back here. It's kind of cool. It has like a little top spin to it, piece to it, comes up and over like a little arch. Then it just kind of sits up. I can't tell if that's just a shadow from something over here or not, but it was something to take a look at. But what's really something to take a look at is this retaining wall, whatever this stuff is with this moss. Are we looking at moss? And once again, let me show you a little preview. There has been much more water than they've told us on Mars. They came and showed the seasonal changes where they have these in much bigger shapes, but they don't talk about it seeping up out of the grounds like there's actual springs under here, or this collects at night somehow. But it's heavy. See how it's here? Like you could feel you could pick that sand up right there, and you could clump it in your hand. I live by the beach, and that's exactly what it looks like. And that's not just like I said. I've got all sorts of images where this stuff is prevalent. It's here, it's down in here. It is all over. This was from 400. So even back at 400, this is from 710. Um, I've got them in picture after picture after picture. So we're going to be exposing that, and I can't wait till you guys help me with that because this is something I want to get really out there for. Also going to be doing some work with exposing some of the fake, the words you're going to have to do it, some of the faker stuff out there that's getting a lot of play. It's getting play on major mainstream things, and what it's doing is they're using it to make all of us who are interested in this look like kooks. Um, and call us out. So that's going to be coming soon. I'm going to be working with a whole bunch of decent people on that, and I got a lot of stuff coming. I'll be keep doing the Mars stuff, but once again, let's go back to our little moss. Is this moss? Let me know. Comment below. As always, much love to you. I'm going to get back on the videos as much as possible. I promise. I got another one to do right after this one. So much love to you. Peace.